Good morning, Lake Grove. Welcome to today's Reservoir devotional, which we are on page 233 in our section about living a compassionate life. And the title for today is The Peril of Self-Righteousness. The scripture passage is Matthew 7, verses 1 through 5. I'm guessing that this is familiar to you. That incredible word of Jesus of, are you paying attention to a splinter in someone else's eye when you have a log in your own? To give us another frame of it, I would love to share it in the message and invite you to listen to this and pay attention to what this draws up in you and how you might see it. Hear this. Don't pick on people. Jump on their failures, criticize their faults, unless, of course, you want the same treatment. That critical spirit has a way of boomeranging. It's easy to see a smudge on your neighbor's face and be oblivious to the ugly sneer on your own. Do you have the nerve to say, "Let me wash your face for you," when your own face is distorted by contempt? It's this whole traveling roadshow mentality all over again, playing a holier-than-thou part instead of just living your part. Wipe that ugly sneer off your own face, and you might be fit to offer a washcloth to your neighbor. I don't know about you, but that modern language of that scripture passage gives me so much more depth in the feeling and the experience of criticizing others and of being criticized. When we have that temptation to look at others and be so angered, frustrated, roll our eyes, big deep sighs, say we don't even understand how they can think that. Do they have any idea what they're doing? Let's invite ourselves to take a pause and ask, why do we do that? Why? This is actually very important, that we could get to the bottom of what's bothering us so deeply, because that point of what's bothering us is deeply important to us. And I think it's going to hold the key for us of being able to move in a healthy way or move in a restrictive, life-deadening way. This scripture passage is brought up, and so perfectly so, in this segment on living a compassionate life, one that is very geared towards others, living with the eyes to others. Are we treating one another well? Is the world just? And so that, of course, has to have concrete action. And how easy it is to see in other people what they are doing or not doing and grab onto that. And so when you look at that pain point of what so frustrates you, that also tells you what you value. And so when you feel like you're in a moment of that, would you back it up and take that person even out of the mix entirely and say, what is so deeply important to me here? Is it the anger when I sense someone else is lying, misinforming, being rude? What do I value? I value truth. If in being rude, I value kindness. Because then when you get to what you really value, you can orient your life that you know my actions, Lord, help me. They want to come from a place of truth or of kindness. And then when you have that pain point, you can go, Lord, help me to live into that fully in myself. It is very easy to see things. Isn't it amazing? We have to look in a mirror to see ourselves, right? We can watch everyone walking in front of us, see what they're doing, and it is just so easy to judge and condemn. And here I want to remind us what actually brings change in people, in us. Can you think of the most profound change you've had in your life? It most likely, any that actually got all the way to the core of you, was not because someone shared their condemnation with you, their judgment. It might have changed your behavior because they were pushing on a lever of shame or fear. But what changes us so deeply is actually love. And so here we want to be reminded that Jesus is the God who moves into the neighborhood, who moves close. God who did not come into the world to condemn it, but to save it. Because God so loved the world. As we go through our days, and rightly so, in wanting to orient ourselves to the love of God that is exhibited in just actions, good, kind, right actions, may you always filter that through the deep love of God for you, and ask for your own eyes, heart, and mind to be given that same love to view others. Friends, the Lord is with us. God be with you this day.